going first.
Okay, and again, our new format is we've each picked our top 10 for the year.
Yes.
And so I know myself, and I believe Mikey, I have 10 in no particular, or 9 in no particular order, and one that's gonna be like my absolute.
Oh, mine are in strict.
No, yes, that's why
order.
Jeff. So this man put thought into
10
it.
to
So
1.
his ranking is specific of you should see this one last, this one first.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes.
So-
They take that
but
serious.
Also, just like some of them are just, they're bangers. They got to be up
yeah,
there.
yeah, and there can be any reason to have a movie like because there's movies I get close to picking. I'm like, oh, I kind of like this one better, but at the end, like. There's certain states of mind for an individual that if they want to see a comedy, want to see an action movie, so it's good. So that's why I have a couple honorable mentions if you want to at the end. But
Yeah, I definitely got a couple that got just.
But I'd
fell
say
off.
you can go ahead and start, and if there's a trailer for a specific one, just be like tee it up, boy, and we can pull it up. But I
Gotcha.
think you have the floor, sir.
I'm gonna start off with number 10.
Oh,
for me,
there we go.
Straight Outta Compton
Okay.
was a movie that I liked. It was greatly acted. I really like the casting for it. Like it's a feel good kind of movie. You can just put it on.
That's not the one based on the NWA, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where Ice
that's the
Cube's
one.
kid is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
plays
the
Ice
guy that
Cube.
played Eazy-E, man, that dude was
Yeah.
he was great.
No, that was a really good movie.
You can tee this one up though. The Lobster. It's,
Yeah, and
I feel like people
I
sleep
would've-
on it.
this is on my list too. Spoiler alert.
Yes.
He ranked it pretty low, a 9.
The
He ranked it
Lobster.
9.
But
That's
the thing
okay, I
is,
get
it.
what
Makes
makes
sense.
this relevant for people now is that
I get it.
Pretty Things that this. I'm so shocked that did what it did at the Oscars. Same director, Yorgos
Yeah.
Poor
Lanthimos.
Things?
Right. Oh yeah.
No, Poor Things. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
I was
Poor
like,
Things.
Poor things. Poor things.
And if you've watched this is a Greek dude. I've watched
I
some of
know-
his
I
Greek
know
films
about
like
it.
Dogtooth and stuff.
Brent told me about it, but I've never
Yeah,
actually
dude. No, you
seen it.
go back to some of his like Greek films, like before The Lobster. Like Dogtooth is like, all right, okay, it's The Lobster. 824.
Have you ever been on your own before?
No, never.
Your last relationship lasted how many
I think
years?
Around
okay.
12.
Sexual preference?
You have that muted,
Women.
by the way. Just I don't know if that's
Is
on
there
purpose.
a bisexual?
No, you
option
just
available?
You
No,
can't
sir,
hear.
this option
Yeah,
is no
I don't have a
longer
solution for
available.
that quite yet.
You just have to
And the
pull
dog?
it up
My
and
brother,
watch it
he was here a
yourself.
couple
Jeff.
of years ago, but he didn't make it.
At the same time, yeah.
Dude, but it's like
Because
Like,
I
be like
could
a
turn this
lobster.
up a little bit and put the mic by it, but there's risks.
During your stay here, you'll turn
just
into an
stand up
animal.
straight.
This is, by the way, Mikey. You might not love it. It's very dark.
I've seen it. It's
How
on
do
my
you feel
list.
about it?
What sort of dancing did you do?
John C. Reilly. Oh, love him. I got to
Yeah,
be on the stage
he's so
with him.
good.
I got to be on stage with him.
Yeah, that is awesome. You need to tell the people about that later.
Yeah.
Benjamins. Those are Sheridan. Benjamins. Those are legit.
Were you talking about the
Pellet
table?
guns.
The-
Pellet guns. Yeah, the
I
I
table.
thought you were
Mikey
talking
one.
about the table sheet, whatever.
Mikey has one.
Okay. Oh yeah, still going.
Oh yeah, I have a Benjamin.
Did you
That is-
catch rabbits? Catching a rabbit is difficult.
Thank you very much.
If you need more rabbits, I'll bring you more.
You promise?
You can be a loner as long as you like. There is no time limit.
Oh yeah, Leah Sadu.
Any
So hot.
romantic or sexual relations are punished.
She's just. Oh, yeah.
We have to be totally synchronized.
And Rachel
Three,
Wise. I've always liked
two.
her.
You're like a brother to me. Oh, you're my best friend in the whole world.
I don't think I'm your best friend in the whole world.
It's like a black romantic comedy.
Yeah.
A dark romantic comedy.
Yes.
Very much so.
Slowly
Lobster is an
gathering
excellent
this.
choice.
Olivia Colman.
If you encounter any problems you cannot
the
resolve
Bear.
yourselves, you will be assigned children. That usually helps.
All right, so give us the rundown. Like, what's this movie about?
Basically, I mean, it's kind of a story of a bunch of losers who can't find anyone to be with, so they go to a place where they have, I think, like a couple months, maybe a year to find someone, and if they don't, they turn into an animal of their choice.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell picks the lobster.
Yeah. And it's so it
wild.
speaks a lot just to relationships and how they function.
And how forced they can be.
Yeah,
know?
or like it made me think of fingernails in a different way. If you ever saw that one about like them having that matching
haven't.
system where they cut their fingernails and they do some tests to tell them that they're so compatible they'll never get divorced. Just like in The Lobster, that one guy sees a girl with some like scar or disability. He's like, if I can find a way to connect her, you know, she'll decide not to think I'm a match, even though it's not true. Just like this through the dynamics of relationships and what people will
the
do
deception,
to change
that you
themselves.
put on. Yeah.
So
It's an eye opener. I mean, I love it. Plus, it's just funny. Like, there's just
It
like
is.
once you understand the style of humor, like it takes a little bit. It's slow, but like once you get into it, like Colin Farrell's, he's hilarious. Like it's
All right.
so
So what's
funny.
number 8?
number
we're
8's
skipping
gonna be
9?
another one you might want to.
No,
tee
that
up.
was his number 9.
No,
that was 9.
Was that 9?
That was 9. This is 8.
Okay.
Beast of No Nation with Idris Elba.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that was based on what, a child
I
soldier
missed
in
that- I
Africa.
missed that
was on a book, right? And then it was a real story.
Yeah, I believe it's based off a book.
Yeah.
What's it about? Like I
A
missed
child soldier in Africa.
a child soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he gets
the
like
Bob
separated
Marley
from his
song, Child
family
Soldier.
and all that.
Okay. So Idris Elba, is he like the mentor training little kid or something?
I can't remember it that
You
well.
didn't
I don't.
see
No, I saw it. I don't remember if he
Okay.
was the. I think wasn't he the bad or he was the father, wasn't he?
No, Idris Elba's playing one of the.
Or is he the bad guy?
Like he's definitely a bad guy. He's
Okay.
playing kind of like a chief to like a warlord in Africa. Then he kind of like goes out on his own.
Yeah, the book was dark. I know that.
But it's just
the
him
book
and a
was
bunch
dark.
of children soldiers. It's like it's dark. I mean,
soldiers.
but it's like one of the out of all these, it's the most necessary to watch. I would say.
It's
Yeah, 'cause
important
it is a real
because
story.
it's history that's worth knowing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's also ideas worth considering. I'm just saying they're children soldiers, dude. No one expect that.
Oh, kid soldier.
Kid assassins?
Kid assassins.
Yeah.
Actually, they've pretty much perfected that in Chicago.
Yeah, dude. Children assassins, dude. I wouldn't expect a little
Oh,
kid
yeah.
to kill me, dude. Just like in The Wire. Who got how did
that's what I'm
Homeboy get
saying.
got in The
Yeah,
Wire?
oh, yeah,
That's
By a
true.
kid.
That's true.
Kids. Like,
Boom. All right.
Little kids that do dirt.
All right.
What do we got next, sir?
Number 7, Sicario. Going with an action film.
All right. That might be on my
There
list.
you go. I
Yeah.
didn't even make
Yep.
the list, but it's on mine.
Yeah, you can let us know if it would have been on yours,
Oh, it
Chris.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, out of all, I think that's the highest ranked, second highest ranked action movie of the year for me. I mean,
Yeah, Dennis
good.
Villanueva. Like,
yeah, it's got a great
mastercraft.
pace. Like, it's
The way
got a
he does
good story
pacing.
too.
Yeah, well, yeah, that one.
but
Yeah.
It's Benicio del Toro, Emily Blunt. Like, yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, check it out.
Yeah.
Before that, I got The Big Short.
Okay.
This is,
That might be on my list as well.
What's his face?
Adam McKay.
Adam McKay. I love this style
all
of
about the
directing.
housing
What's the other
Yep.
movie that's
Christian
styled
Bale.
just like this?
The one they just this most recent was Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
But
That was a funny
what
one.
he's doing, I like it because he was an SNL writer, right? So that's where he got
Right.
his start, and he did a bunch of comedies. But now he's like trying to find a way to educate people in comedies, which is like
Yeah.
what they're doing, which I think is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
because it's literally like educating people who don't know what the hell the subprime market crash was. Like they
Yeah.
don't know they used to
They
know
have
what
no
happened.
idea.
No, and I love how they
yeah.
use like Margot Robbie and Anthony Bourdain
Yeah.
to like spell it out to you.
Like I'm a hot
yeah,
girl.
it's
Listen,
so
you'll
fun.
listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've
Like
heard
he
it's a
definitely
really
has his own
good movie.
style
It's one
of directing that he's
like-
kind of like niched into.
Yeah.
But like also like dude, like Christian Bale's in it and
Yep.
he's amazing. Steve Carell is in
Yep.
it and he's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, anything.
What's his name?
Ryan
Strong
Gosling has,
from
like, a couple,
Succession.
small parts that are really good, but like
Yeah.
it's another one of those where like, everyone who's casted is casted so well.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan Gosling and our boy from Succession. I forget its name. If it's Strong, Jeremy Strong, maybe. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy Strong. Yeah. All right, that was number 6. So this is the top 5. Like
right.
I really kind of sat and thought about this.
Looks like he's sweating a little bit. He's still
I'm
not
still
sure.
kind of.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Number
we're
5
here
is-
for
We need
you.
to take a break so you can go back to makeup.
We're here
and
for
get
you.
Get the shine
No, we're
taken
good.
off his forehead.
Number 5 is The Martian with Matt
Okay,
Damon.
that might be on my list too.
All right, dude.
Sounds like you're
Matt's
singing-
like,
you're-
and we're
you're
gonna
speaking
be
Matthew's love language.
right
You're
back.
And
speaking Matthew's
again,
love language
I don't
right
know who
now.
I am anymore.
And then yeah, Jeff's like, Matt's like, we're gonna be right back. We come back, Jeff's
didn't you
gone,
tell me?
and
No,
we're
we come back. Jeff's sitting here and I'm on his camera.
I mean, it's a good movie. Like, it's got comedy, it's got drama. Like,
It's
Comma.
it's in
It's a
the way
com-drom?
in the way Back to the Future is a perfect film to me, regardless of where I'd rank it. The Martian has that same quality. It grabs
for
you
sure.
from
You
the
can watch
first
it over and over
moment.
again.
It has a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
I might
gets
watch
you
it tonight.
Emotionally invested in just the right ways, and I feel like it has the same style of magic that Back to the Future has.
Would you say that the
For sure.
soundtrack's better than Forrest Gump?
No. Forrest Gump's the GOAT.
Dude.
Yeah, it's got.
I mean, maybe if I've seen it all the way
All
through.
right. Yeah, either way, moving along.
Yeah, I need to get around to Forrest Gump.
Don't sleep on the
Sadly, I'm not joking.
remember the
Okay.
Titans soundtrack, though.
What? All right. What's your next one? Number 5.
Number
Or
4.
4.
The Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
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 Very good.
Yeah. Get him out of here.
Door.
Favorite character is Kurt Russell's Hangman.
Yeah.
I love Walton Goggins, dude. Oh, I love.
John the Hangman.
John the Hangman. But also, what's the chick's name in the movie?
Oh yes, from
Oh yeah.
Rachel Lee Cook. Not
no,
Rachel Lee
Rachel
Cook.
Lee
Bad name.
Yeah.
It was the chick that was
Great.
in like '80s films and shit. Damn it.
Yeah, the
I know
one
exactly
that,
who she is.
where he's
Daisy
Rachel Lee Cook, but
Domergue.
It's like a three.
Daisy
name
Domergue. Daisy
No.
Domergue.
I mean, and also that just goes to
That
tell
was her
for like
name
Quentin
in the
Tarantino.
movie.
Like, this is probably lower on my favorite Tarantino films, but it's still like top 5 of the year it came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh
There
no,
was
totally.
There was a funny story about that movie. I don't know if like Jeff probably knows it honestly, but the scene where she's singing the song or whatever, playing the guitar. You know about this story?
I've heard this.
Okay.
Go on.
So that
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
okay, well either way, the scene
There it
where
is.
she's
Rachel
playing
Lee
the
Cook.
guitar and
Yeah, you can see
Kurt
it. The
Russell
three
takes
names.
it and smashes the guitar.
Yeah.
Her reaction is legitimate because that guitar was apparently like an antique,
Okay.
like very expensive guitar. That
I
was
think they
on
got it from
money
a
for the
museum
movie.
or something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
was something
Like,
like,
they had
that.
special permission
And
to
he
have it.
didn't know. He improv'd it. He took it and just fucking smashed it.
Kurt Russell. It was a
And
Martin.
so
It was a
her
period correct Martin.
So it was a
Yeah.
legitimate reaction.
Yeah.
Yes, and so her reaction in that
So
scene
I wonder
was
if
like, oh my
Quentin
God,
had to
like,
tell him to do that.
No.
Well, there's a
I
rumor. There's a rumor that Quentin told him to smash it, but like
Yeah.
Kurt Russell covered it up by saying, "No, I just improv'd it."
So is
But
that-
either
who
way,
owns
it's-
it? Who
Either
owns
way,
the
it's
bat?
like, yeah, somebody. Yeah,
it's
an
but
like
it
that-
was a period correct like Martin guitar.
Yeah. Well, it's all about catching natural reactions. Like
Yeah.
that movie I was telling you about I don't know, that fantasy one where like that little girl, a lot of her scenes were filmed like secretly, like she didn't know she was being filmed.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So they're
okay.
catching
Tell us
natural
about
reaction.
that. Yeah, it was like a
yeah.
month ago or something.
Yeah, it was on like a couple episodes ago. But
Okay.
yeah, similar. It's all catching natural reaction.
Yeah.
That's not acting. It's
That's
catching
the-
human reaction.
In the Godfather movies, I think they said the guy that played Luca Brasi, he was like a wrestler or a boxer, something like that. And they cast him because he was like big and strong or whatever. Like he looked the part.
Yeah.
But he couldn't act for shit. And who was it? Francis Ford Coppola.
The
that did
Fall.
The Godfather.
Sorry, The Fall was the movie.
Was
I
that,
was
who was the
referencing.
who was the director?
Yeah,
of that?
Francis Ford.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he realized this dude
Megalopolis.
couldn't act for shit, and he caught him like in a room rehearsing his lines. Actually filmed that and used that for his character in the movie. Like,
Really?
as he's like going before the Godfather and stuff.
Look at
like,
this.
Yeah.
Look at
No,
this.
it's yeah. Look up.
Chris got some
I didn't know
knowledge.
that.
Hit you up with some shit every now.
I didn't know that. That was an
What
interesting
happened? I
value
just
add.
blacked
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, he blacked out as well. I used that. He wasn't here for the intro. I already used that. That's twice.
Oh.
It's twice.
No,
I'm gonna
no,
use it
Wait,
later.
so are you
Synchronicity.
is there the Smith brothers? Y'all okay? Did y'all
That's
both
'cause we're
ingest
both
the same
wearing
thing?
Sturgis
Dude, if
shirts.
you talk a lot of shit about Smith Brothers, we'll go Dudley Boys on you. And I'll
I
tell him to get the
made
table.
some pretty obscene jokes about
have.
just the fact you guys are brothers.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
wrong. It's wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know it's. I understand that the reason for it is the fact that you don't have a brother.
But I do.
I know, but you know what
But
I
I
mean.
do.
Well, stop. Okay, guys, we need to take a
Why
break.
do you think we call her Christina's?
I'm gonna take a break.
No, it's
I gotta
cool, dude.
pull
No,
back
we
in.
got a show to do.
I gotta.
We got a show to do.
All
Show
right,
must
all
go
right.
on.
No, even though I've just deeply damaged Matt's feelings. What's your number 3 pick?
You
guess,
think
Jeff?
I have feelings?
No, he has no feelings. I know it's okay.
All right, top three. Number three, Guy Ritchie's The Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Henry Cavill and
Get him out.
what's that dude's name?
Click X on all.
I didn't
fucking-
see it. I knew about this one. I didn't have a
Oh.
desire to see it.
I'm gonna click X on Jeff's
I
picture
knew
right
all
now.
about
What
it,
does that
and
do?
it's
Like,
looked
Jeff, you
entertaining.
fired, you stole
But
all
I guess
Mikey's
I
movies.
was entertained enough to where I wasn't drawn to watch it.
Oh, it's good.
It's a good movie.
One of
What
his
what
funner
what
movies.
makes it like?
Because it was
It
just
gets
a
off-
decent spy plot, and it did a good job. Sorry to cut. So, go ahead.
No, you're
Jeff.
good.
I was just gonna say it was a decent spy plot, and they were able to kind of capture, like, it was the battle between Russia and the U.S., and they were able to tongue-in-cheek capture like an American spy and a Russian Soviet spy.
Yeah.
Being like
Matt,
on
the best way to put it to you, it's basically Guy Ritchie does the French Connection. Like,
Okay.
that's-
yeah, and there
Kinda
was
what-
also like there was.
Okay.
I mean,
No,
it was a
okay.
fantastic movie.
A highly stylized, almost at times comedic, take
Yes.
on this.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Cool. No.
Definitely.
And
That-
and
that
the
get-
picture and the sight, sound, setting,
Armie
perfect.
Hammer is the second lead, and I can't think of who the
R.I.P.
girl is, but she's adorable. She's hilarious.
Right.
R.I.P.
I would
Armie
like to
Hammer.
add how I'm so they educated me on that guy. No,
I
his
mean,
career's
he
over.
might as well be
His
dead.
career, yeah.
Do you think we get him on here? No, I don't want to.
You think-
No,
you
I
think
mean,
I'd rather
actually,
not.
we might not want to go that long.
Yeah, I
they
don't want
say-
to. We're
Yeah.
about to
You know
be
the old
upgrading
saying,
Dude,
soon.
no,
like,
he was
you
trying
can
to sell
build
magazines to me
bridges
the
all
other
your
day,
life.
dude. I'm telling you.
One broad. And
Oh,
Armie
man.
Hammer was
All
knocking on
right.
my door trying to sell magazines.
Number two.
All right, and this is tough. Like, this is one of the, like we were talking earlier about, like, most necessary movies. This one's up there. Are just movies you can
This
watch
is your
once.
judgment call. That's the thing. This is like your subjective judgment call on this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the top two were tough. But number two, I watched recently. It was one of those I watched it, I loved it, and then didn't really go back to
I
it.
swear, if one
just-
of my if either of these are one of my
Boot
movies,
him.
I'm gonna shit myself.
Get him the fuck out of here. Boot him.
All right.
Either way, The Revenant with Leonardo
Okay.
DiCaprio.
It's good, but not the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
very good.
He can. You can
phenomenal.
stay.
And
You can
again,
stay.
Alejandro Inarritu, who did I
Yeah,
think it was
who
Gravity
we
before.
brought up last
Birdman,
time,
Birdman.
Birdman.
He
Who
did
was-
this
what's his
and
name?
Birdman. Like Alejandro
Yeah.
Inarritu.
That
So this was similar to Birdman in how it has like a lot of single takes.
Yeah,
where
like the
there's a
opening
lot of
scene, that,
single
that
camera
battle.
shots.
Yeah.
And getting raped by a bear. It was
Well, and
hard.
it was
Man,
based
that
off
bear-
It was
that-
based off a real person.
It,
like a
it
true
makes sense
story.
that it took that much work for Leo to finally get an Oscar. Because it looked like
Yeah.
he earned it. He earned
He
an
earned it
Oscar.
in that one.
Filmed
Yeah,
it,
for
like,
sure. It's
was-
also like the most perfect revenge film, like of all time.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
'Cause it's
for
the
sure.
most, like,
he got his
fucking-
lick on
oh
that
my
bear. He
God.
came back and got his lick back on
Yeah.
that bear.
No, yeah, it's
Yes.
good.
Like the scene where like Tom Hardy's like running for his life at the end, like he knew he was dead.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he came all the way from that, like there was nothing stopping
Yeah.
him from getting to him.
Tom Hardy's in the bike
No,
riders.
because
You see that?
Yeah, I
the
wanna see
true
that.
story of
That's
that
good,
guy
dude.
Was that he crawled something like 90 miles or something back to the camp, like after
Yeah.
he got mauled.
90?
It was something.
That's pretty
it was
far.
Something crazy,
Can we? You can
Like,
keep going.
look
We're
it
gonna
up,
fact
bro.
check 90 miles.
bro. Yeah.
No,
it's a
I'm not saying it's
wild-ass
not
story.
very, very likely to be true. I just like to see
But,
when
yeah,
people
no,
throw out
that-
numbers. Sometimes I
that
just
dude
like
is
to
a-
check
Wow, I just typed in how far did HUG, and it popped up glass crawl.
them. Is that what it's called?
200
Hugh
to
Glass.
300
Hugh Glass,
miles.
yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
An underestimation.
I'm sorry.
An
I'm
underestimation.
Sorry, I vastly underestimated our man
So-
Hugh.
How much?
It says what did Hugh Glass accomplish? Glass was left for dead after a bear attack in August 1823. Although he reportedly had a broken leg, a rib scalp, a punctured throat, and numerous gashes, he traveled some 200 to 300 miles, 322 to 483 kilometers over
I'm
the
sorry,
next
Hugh.
2
Oh, wait, no.
days.
You said
Under the next
Glass
2 months to safety. Sorry, I said 2 days.
What's his
To
name?
Fort Kiowa
Hugh
in Present
Glass.
Glass.
Hugh Glass.
HUGHGLASS. HUGH.
I believe you. I believe you.
But yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's a phone.
But yeah, no,
believe you.
It's a phone.
I believe you.
I sold
it's a
old
phone.
Hugh there short, man. And you guys,
did, Chris.
How short did you guys sell him?
I didn't
Yeah,
I didn't
Matthew
question
didn't
it.
think
I
it
just
was
nodded
shit.
along.
I didn't have enough
I
knowledge
said 90.
to
Matthew's
where
like, huh, 90 miles.
I didn't. I nodded.
I
That does
mean-
sound a long way to crawl.
Yeah.
The fact that he did 200 to
With a
300.
ripped
And
fucking
again, we're
throat.
trucking.
Crazy.
We're trusting whoever kept these historical records. On
Oh,
top of
Matthew
all
is
that.
the most.
That's a
he
pretty big
is
story
the
to keep.
biggest
Yeah,
skeptic.
be that as it
Matthew
may.
is the. I love it, but I would just
He
like to
was
say that he's the
attacked by
biggest
a bear.
skeptic of. He's over here.
Dude, this
this
is
is
the perfect
great.
kind of thing that would
This is
embellish in
great.
history, though. It is. It is.
I don't.
It's a
I'm not.
perfect
I'm
I'm
not
candidate
saying
for
they
embellishment.
wouldn't.
No, Matt's not wrong. It started off as 10 miles, then got to 50, then got to 100.
No, the
Like,
fact
yeah,
2 to
he's not
300,
wrong.
that is like a 50, like
Here we go.
a 50% variance, a plus minus 50%. Give me a plus minus 5% error rate. Plus
But
minus
I think
50%.
the reason you embellish the mileage, Matt, is to like give off how much this dude wanted to kill this other motherfucker. Like
And how bad
how
he
much the
wanted to
revenge
live.
mattered.
Yeah.
Either way, all right. So that's number 2.
Number 1, and this one might be like
Okay, here we go.
Here we
in,
go.
like
is-
all time top 10 like
If this
movies for
movie-
me. Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay.
Like it's a perfect fucking movie.
It is.
Like I love
No,
it.
I
Like,
agree.
it's-
Matthew
It's
was
filmed
Matthew was
well.
worried. I feel like I knew that was going to be his movie.
No, I knew
It
because
had to
I
be.
thought he hadn't said it yet.
I said, what did I tell you earlier? Jeff's number 1 would be.
Yeah. No, it's
Mad Max.
That would.
Like they just created this world and they pulled it off. Like all the car stunts and stuff, all the stuff they did without CGI.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
just
It's all
amazing.
it's all practical effects.
Yeah.
And it's
Exactly.
funny.
And
And,
That's
the
what
thing,
that was one of the early discussions we had when
Yeah.
Brett was here about practical effects versus
Oh, yeah,
like,
versus real,
virtual
which is
effects.
Oh,
George
I'm
Miller.
always practical
but
for
the
sure.
funny thing about that,
Fuck
and
the budget.
oh yeah, and I just came to this realization not long ago. Like the blind bass player that they have as part of the whole thing. Like some of the shots are like him on a bungee thing, like playing bass for him, and like,
Yeah.
that's what he's doing. It's almost like where the hell is that? But
Well,
Civil
he's
War
the
had
war cry.
marching
He's the guy
bands.
in the army who like hits the drums. as they
That's
go
no,
out,
that's
you
what I'm
know?
saying. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like the Civil War, they had a
That's-
band was
yeah.
part of the army.
Exactly,
Because-
man.
well, and do you
So
know
it's
the
literally
reason for
taking
that?
history, which is awesome because they would literally have a band that didn't have
Well, the
weapons out
reason-
there with the soldiers playing music.
Like that's
Yeah,
what it
it's
would
like-
be.
reason
Yeah,
for
it
the
would be
drummers
some metal
was-
gimp.
So it's
fire.
So they would know
beautiful.
How to form up.
Metal
That's how
gimp.
they would
Yeah.
send orders throughout the ranks.
But it's
like,
also a
in
motivational
battle.
thing too.
Well, it was, but it was a way like, and the same with like flags and standards, where like you can't yell over the
So we can't
scream
fight
of
so their
battle.
band's done
And
playing?
so no,
No.
if they were like flank left, that's a different fucking drum
Cadence.
beat. Form
Yeah.
up, flank left.
So it was literally a
and
communication method.
It was a way for them to
Really?
communicate and form. That's what
I didn't know
drummers and
that.
stuff were.
That's an
because you
interesting
could
way to
hear
look
it
at Mad
over
Max,
the
too.
Scream of battle.
Yeah, so maybe he was playing
The
certain
same
bass
flag,
licks that were
yes.
telling him to do certain things.
That was the purpose of Drummer Boys.
That's-
to-
I mean,
Definitely
it is a
up
bunch
the
of
world.
cars. You can't hear each other
Yeah.
talk.
Dude.
Like, it makes sense.
Vehicular action combat.
All
I don't
for it.
see how they're gonna ever do anything better than
All
that.
for it.
Ever.
Hashtag
Yeah, no,
bring
they're
back
not.
Twisted Metal.
Other
Yeah,
than a
dude.
video game. Dude, the
Yes.
show, they made a Twisted Metal show, which,
Yeah.
which was tongue in cheek. It was entertaining. Like, it was better than I
It was
thought. and I'm,
good,
sur-
but
I
it,
saw a little bit
I'm
of it.
surprised
Yeah.
it was made. I was like, really?
Twisted Metal.
Over the
Black.
game.
Just
It's
Metal Black,
surprised
dude.
that we got
It's Metal
that.
Black.
Oh my!
I played,
God.
dude, Twisted Metal
The
2, I
storyline.
played a ton on
Oh,
PS1.
yeah.
I had a buddy,
Black-
Chris Siebert, in like 7th grade. I just remember you go to the Paris level and you could knock down the Eiffel Tower
Yep.
and do all this shit. But
But then you go under the
yeah,
map like when you did
And-
that. Like,
yeah. but of course, Black when
Black-
PS2
yeah,
came
'cause
out.
you had to unlock everybody's story.
That was a
You
great
had to know
game.
everybody's story.
Fantastic. They need to bring that back on console. That was the fact that the TV show came out before a game came back. The fuck?
Well, they
Fire.
just looked for the audience they thought would be most receptive, and they could off of.
I'm looking at you
That's me.
for your top 10. What's your
You
top
want me to go
10?
next?
Yeah, go next, buddy.
All right, man.
Age before beauty.
And again, man. I took away my list. So we definitely have some crossover, which, like I said to the listener, should only highlight those as.
Yeah, it's a plus.
Definitely worth
As
checking out.
Matt
Must
was
see
saying.
TV.
And
Yeah.
again-
As Matt was saying, if there's a crossover and we all recommend the same movie, if 3 of us say the same thing, then that's
Yeah.
3 times the amount. You need to watch that movie 3 times is what we need.
Yeah.
That's a Mikey and Me podcast official movie.
Yeah, that's like a 3-star. Or
Yeah, so just
3.
read between the lines
Yeah.
and watch the right
So,
movie.
and just preface, there's Like one of these movies is, I could, again, like this is subjective for me. Like I just think these are that really good. There might be a couple that it's like, well, it might be some. There's really only one that I could easily replace, but it hit a nostalgia for me that I thought I didn't expect them to. So, but like I said, mine's not ranked, but I'll save except for number 1. I'll save for last. So. But I would say this is number 10 and everything else in between, whatever. But I was surprised by Jurassic World.
Okay.
Dude, yes. It was good.
Jurassic Park came out. Jurassic Park is such a milestone movie in my life. I was in 3rd grade when it came out. And that was like something that was like, wow, like movies. And just me and my friends.
Just changed
it was
things.
so. It changed it, seriously. And a lot of my memories I have, like, I can think about was before or after Jurassic Park came out.
Okay.
Which was 93, which is weird, but, like...
And how old were you in 93?
I was 9.
9 years old.
9 years old. So it was, like, one of the first PG-13 movies I'd seen as that young of a kid, but, you know, my parents felt it was cool.
Yeah.
I remember... I could just go on about memories that are irrelevant, but...
For me, it was the VHS. I don't remember if I saw it in theaters, but we had the VHS.
And I had
it
the
was worn out.
toys, the Sega Genesis game, the Super Nintendo game. Sega Genesis
Oh, yeah.
game, he let you pick between the Velociraptor or playing Sam Neill's character.
Oh, really?
It's 2 different...
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's legit.
And the SNES version was first-person shooter. Totally
Yeah,
different
that's
game.
what I'm saying. It's one of the few games where it was released on 2 consoles, and
they're
it was
different
completely
games.
different.
I think there was a RoboCop game that was like that, too. It was weird. Since
Yeah.
Sega, they had... A movie game or a game that was completely different, but either way, Jurassic World it scratched the itch. I feel like it did for like a big budget Hollywood popcorn movie. I think you couldn't ask for more. Okay,
Yeah.
so from there, we'll go to The Big Short, which he mentioned. We
Yep.
talked about the reasons why we think that's great.
Great movie.
Let's see.
Fantastic.
I'll go ahead and throw Fury Road out there. That was one of mine. You know, that's an amazing action movie. Can't say anything bad about it at all. Of course, I had The Martian on there, and which was, like I said, for me, it was just such an enjoyable treat that really like and based on the book, as far as like a scientific approach to it, making it as accurate as they could estimate it would be. You know, it did a good job of that. You know, and just, you know, there's just whenever David Bowie's Spaceman song hits on like that one montage scene, wherever like turning around, you can't help but want to smile. It's just like one of those scenes where it's like, damn, dude, or Starman,
Waiting on the moon.
yeah, dude, Starman.
That
The
song
Revenant.
always makes me think of Guitar
Yeah, The
Hero.
Revenant. You know,
Yep. Revenant, another
it's
good
really
one.
good.
You got it. I mean, that's 2
Apparently,
times.
that guy crawled like 300 fucking miles.
No way, dude. No way.
You know what? I
That
believe it.
sounds ridiculous.
You know what? I believe it. I
That
believe
sounds
it.
ridiculous.
Let's see. Okay, so here's finally one that
That Jeff
That-
didn't steal from Matthew.
that I was
Matthew's in
surprised
his feelings.
by, and I watched not too long ago. I'm gonna show the trailer for this because I don't think a lot of people know about
Jeff
it.
can't
The
hear
Gift,
The Gift, yeah.
which stars Jason
Or
Bateman
see it.
and Joel
Or
Edgerton,
see it.
and
Jeff's
it was
just
actually
like,
directed
just
by
sit
Joel
there and
Edgerton.
smile.
Okay.
It was
How
actually
long is
directed
this
by him,
trailer?
so I don't know if it was
7 minutes.
his directorial debut or not, but
7 minutes.
This is a 14-minute trailer, Jeff.
yeah. So I'm gonna show
Just-
us, and it's
Just mute your mic.
it's a psychological thriller. I would say is the
Will
best
Edgerton.
category for it,
Big
and
heart.
it's Jason Bateman, and this is like 2015. You know, obviously before he'd done a much departure from comedy. This is an earlier departure from comedy, but here we go. Jeff can just try and read the lips here.
He said he can't even see it.
I see it now. He's got it. He's got it rolling.
Fantastic. The lighting is great.
You like it?
Yeah, you see it?
Ozarks?
This is good. I'm very happy.
Excuse me, is your name Simon?
Yes, sir.
It is you. We went to school together.
This is my wife, Robin.
Gift?
This is, I think,
Yeah, he's
Gordon Mosley.
Gordo. Gordo? Oh, my God. I'm so sorry I didn't recognize you. It's been a very, very long time.
Joel Edgerton. He's like a warrior. And...
Okay.
Yeah, he's great. We love
Welcome
him.
home,
Yeah.
smiley face,
I know
Gordo.
I've seen
I
him in
think he
several
got our
things. It was
address.
like his
That's
eye.
an expensive bottle of wine. We should thank him.
I believe that the bad things in life, they can be a gift.
That guy's odd.
He's a little socially awkward, but I can be like that.
Gordo, hi.
After high school, and some people stay exactly the same.
Thank you.
That was an
He's
old friend from
delusional
high
and
school.
Thinks that we're friends.
Friend.
Extra love to dinner.
Fish food. You don't find that a little troubling?
I said that I wanted fish.
And all the visits when you're alone. They used to call him Gordo the Weirdo.
I think he's nice, and he's been very generous.
What you're talking about is a one-sided friendship. You're essentially being forced into a breakup.
There's no easy way to say this. Don't visit us anymore.
It's not over.
Simon, after all these years, I was willing to let bygones be bygones.
What does that mean?
I do not know.
But it must mean something.
Here, I put the subtitles on. Maybe that'll.
After all these years.
What the hell was that?
That was big.
Gordo!
What does bygones be bygones mean?
It's over!
Simon
They aren't
has
accurate.
a full file on him.
You think he's been lying to you?
Just tell me
We're
what
all
happened.
bygones.
It's 25 years
It's
ago.
fairly accurate.
I have no idea who you really are.
Simon says, new house. Simon says, beautiful wife.
Yeah, so he went to high school with this guy,
says-
and you just learn more about
You're done
Jason
with the past,
Bateman's
but the
character,
past is not
what
done
kind of
with you.
person he actually is, and that guy, and it's just it was a nice, surprising, unsettling film.
Yeah.
And
No,
directed,
it was.
directed by Joel.
Yeah,
Light.
he's super creepy in that movie for
Yeah.
sure.
Couldn't agree more with that statement.
Yeah. So that was that was quite enjoyable for me. All right, so that means I've already done that one. We've done Funeral, Big Short. So it's The Gift, Hateful Eight. That's on mine. Obvious. I think you said the right image. Okay, so here are the two. Here are my last two, and my number one has to be. I'll say this. Number one.
You gotta
Which
go
I'm gonna say not my number one last because I don't expect anyone else to
Okay.
say it. But my number one is Sicario.
That's your number one?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh.
Dennis Villeneuve, just I love the characters. We got the biggest man in Hollywood in there. You know, Josh Brolin doing his thing.
Yeah,
The biggest
Josh
man
Brolin.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I love
See,
it.
walk in here barefoot.
Yeah, I like the.
What is
I
it? I always forget it.
he can walk in here barefoot and make you feel like a midget. Yeah, because he's got a big presence.
presence.
There's a whole conversation about Mikey's making fun of his height. I'm like, he's just got a bit. He's like a guy who
I
would
just-
intimidate you, even if he's like 5'5".
I just made an observation about how you never see him next to like a water cooler in an office.
Yes,
I just said you never see him next to something like that.
Like a
I don't-
fire
that's
hydrant.
great.
it.
Hey, Jeremy Allen White. in the
Yeah,
Bears is
fire
right
hydrant.
there.
You know,
But
payphone.
I
no, but
love
Sic-
Josh
but
Brolin.
Sicario, and just the way I like seeing represent some of the border stuff. I like
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
the way they have these. I don't even know what cross agencies, if it's CIA, whatever they are, that execute some of these
Well,
operations.
what's it called? Would be like the ones that took down the Uvalde school.
Yeah,
shooter.
it's like I know that
Vortac.
they
They're
brought
called
what's her
Vortac.
name in just to legitimize some of what they're doing,
You have
even though
the
she
Border
was
Patrol,
not
and
knowing.
then there's the Border Patrol tactical
Yeah.
unit that's called BORTAC.
No,
They're
but-
the ones that took down the.
But Josh Brolin and his team, I think they're like CIA or something. Like there's something bigger than the
well,
Border
it could
Patrol.
be, but that's
Because like
the
this,
same
just the
type of
scene
shit
whenever
that-
they're in the cars is one of the standout scenes. Like whenever they're stuck in the cars, like at
Yeah.
the border, and they're like eyeing, and they'd say, "Hey, we think we have a threatening vehicle there." And you see the gangsters, and just the way they systematically just
well,
get out of the
and so-
cars and do like they're definitely former special operations
when that's
guys
what,
based
like-
on their movements. You can
like
tell
guys like Sean Ryan.
Exactly.
that
They
were CIA contractors.
Yeah.
That's that type of shit.
So that's what I'm
Whereas,
saying. I think
they're-
it's CIA.
they're Former tier 1 type guys.
former tier 1 guys
Weird
are
feedback
contractors.
in the
It's
two.
from. It's okay. It's not.
I
It's
can,
nothing important.
Yeah, and I can. I think that fixes it there.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that is.
just let me know if he.
But yeah, no, there are like and like I said, like the BORTAC agents, like that's like the Border Patrol's like special forces.
Yeah.
Like I said, those are the ones that went in and took out the Uvalde school shooter and stuff.
Okay.
Those guys are like Just like the FBI HRT.
Yeah.
The HRT is trained in the exact same tactics that the Delta Force is trained in.
Yeah.
But
That
Delta
makes
Force,
sense.
because their army cannot operate within the U.S. So
Right.
the FBI has
So
to be
either
called
way,
in for
like
stuff like that.
all that
So
to
it's
say
like
is just the
they're-
subtle
yeah, the-
representations
those
of
dudes
these
were,
these
yeah.
types of people and how badass they are.
Contractors or
Yeah,
Vortac
just like and
agents,
whenever they go
like
the night vision
bad
shots, and just it's its own form of revenge movie too.
Yeah.
There's a revenge story built
absolutely,
into that.
absolutely.
It really
Such a
is,
great
And it
it
gets
really
wrapped up.
is a revenge.
No, it
movie.
is.
Yeah.
But but it starts off as totally. You just think it's
Yeah.
about X, and,
And
it's like,
it's-
oh, there's something
yeah.
so much deeper to this.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so great. So that's my number one. But my not number one, which this isn't even a type of movie I'd normally like because technically it might be horror. I don't know. But it is The Witch, which is Robert Eggers' directorial debut. Who's done like The Northman, which was amazing. He's doing
That
the
was
Nosferatu remake, which
that
is
was
in the
the
works.
Viking one, right?
Yeah,
The Northman?
The
I
Northman
never
with
saw that one.
Skarsgård. Dude,
Right.
it's good.
Yeah. No, I
he
knew
did.
it
He did
was.
The Lighthouse, which was that movie William Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, which was done in
was the
black
black
and
and
white.
It was a wild movie.
Which was, I'm just saying. So this
yeah.
guy, he's got a vision, and this is his first movie, and it like, and so I'm gonna show a trailer for this because, like I said, I don't like horror movies, but this was like, for me, it falls under elevated horror. You know, kind of like Ari Aster's stuff with Hereditary, where it's not trying to scare you as much as
Hereditary is the movie where nothing happens, right? Like,
where as much as like unsettle you deeply and likely like it has a lot more commentary about more societal or like psychological.
I've never
or it's
seen
not just
Hereditary.
trying to scare you, dude. It's
No, I know.
It's I don't like horror
Mikey
movies.
tried
but
to
it's-
watch it with Crane
it's
one night. I
It's
was in
like
the
a
room.
masterpiece.
I saw a
dude.
part
But so
where
I'm gonna show the
nothing
trailer
happened.
for The Witch because it's I don't know how many people saw it, and it's just yeah, and it's got Anya Taylor-Joy in it. Is the dog scratching at the door there, huh?
Yeah, it's
If it's not-
potato.
if
but
it's
I don't
potato,
know
you can let
if-
her in.
Well,
Yeah.
no, she's trying to get out. But I don't know
Oh, if the blue's not up there, you can let her
see.
I don't know if they are.
You haven't seen this, Mikey?
The Witch.
Yeah.
I think I have. No, I haven't.
What
No, yeah, it's the one with the goat horns though on the cover. I didn't see it.
Leaving our country,
I don't think so, at least.
our fathers' houses. For what? For the kingdom of God.
So unavailable because like he studied this puritanical like the way their society and culture was for 5 years before he made this.
Oh, wow.
So he did research on the language and their speaking, and so it's super accurate as far as like it being a period piece
yeah,
at the
no,
same
it's
time.
it's the elders though. They dress up in suits. It's just them. They're just scaring people. It's the village, right?
No. No, I'm sorry. I wish it was.
Yeah. Jeff's muted.
Oh, I couldn't hear Jeff. He was talking, but I couldn't hear him.
Okay. Now we can if he does.
You've cursed this family.
Fuck you.
There, that was a good.
All right, we can hear him.
Who's there?
Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant thou shalt be. From evil I will turn to thee. None ever shall destroy my faith. For I repentant thou shalt be. Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant thou shalt be. From evil I
Yeah,
will
it's a
turn to
it's a
thee.
good movie. I like that you put it on here.
I feel like it's an important like. It's the first movie from this guy who I think is going to continue to like create some very, for me, like high quality important movies. Like everything he's done so far, very, very, very impressed with. Kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
watch it.
Robert Eggers. So anything he does. But
No, because I always see it. It's on Tubi, and I always
should,
see it
dude.
like advertised, and I just haven't clicked on it.
There's blatant like, or maybe blatant or not blatant, depending on the watcher. But like commentary about just so hardcore puritanical religious fanaticism,
Like, yeah,
just
puritanical.
to where how like some of the Puritans, the way that they were, which is just so such an absurd take. And I'm a person who believes in the Bible, but like they
So
they
far
took
the other
things
way.
so far,
So far the other
that
way.
it's like they would even, I feel like they were just even things that wouldn't even be
Well,
like
it's
biblical
the-
based
it's like
on
the Bible
things that teach.
verse, avoid even the very appearance of evil. Taking that, to
Yeah,
the-
taking that
to
and
the
just being like
most extreme.
Yeah, like, oh, if I have something, if I see something evil, I
Well,
might have
because
sinned.
It's Rhema. It's
you know,
the spoken word of God. It's
Yeah,
like,
and
follow it
that
up.
and along with the destructive nature that can have within a family unit, I think that for me would be like the underlying interpretation of what that is. And then the way it ends, it's there's it's one of those endings. I think it's clear cut, but it's a little ambiguous, and that's when people should check out if they're, again, I don't like horrors. I don't like that sort of thing. So for me, this is elevated horror. This is psychological, and there's a lot of subtext and commentary within it, and ambiguity.
Jeff's quiet. I can't hear him.
Sorry, the ambiguity.
There he went.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to find the balance between sounds and sounds. But ambiguity, which the use of ambiguity can be annoying, but at the same time, using it just right is where you fill in the
You're
blank for
leaving it
yourself.
open, yeah.
But being selective with ambiguity is a tough thing, like very tough. But I feel like he does a really
Where
good
it's like
job
you're
with it.
laying out the line work.
Yeah.
You're letting the people color it in.
Yeah, but you
know?
can't do that all the time because that'd be annoying.
Yeah.
But if you do it in just the subtle moments, to be like, dang it, I'm 90% sure that's what happened, but I'm not sure. You know?
You may
But,
lay out the overall tone
Yeah.
of the of the movie, but leaving
but,
certain parts up for interpretation.
Yep, but that beat me 10, brother.
Yeah, so I was gonna say and I'm good because this really does cover it because I have a couple in here neither one of y'all named, but I also have some that y'all did name. So this is good when they cross over. I see it as being a big plus because again that just means, hey man, you got three people that have a cornucopia of a plethora. That's a plethora.
Oh, no, cornucopia would be a fun, more descriptive, like metaphorical use.
We have a
Or you
cornucopia.
could say quiver, like a quiver of children.
Quiver of arrows.
Our consciousness creates a cornucopia of content.
A smorgasbord.
Wow,
You know?
look at
A
this.
variable-
Look at Jeff gazing out the window,
He's
thinking of the
getting bored
future.
by-
Wow, dude.
He's like, you guys
Oh,
whipping
man,
out
that was
a
great.
thesaurus here. You
He
having
just
fun?
soaked it in.
What time
All right.
is it where you're at? By the
It's like 1:30 in the morning where Jeff is.
Oh, okay, that makes perfect
It
sense.
looks super light.
He's in
Is that just in your
Louisiana.
bedroom?
Tell him where you're at.
What?
He's
Just
on
in your
Texas
room?
time.
That looks like.
Oh, you're saying so?
that
You're
looks like
Louisiana?
daylight in your room. Oh yeah, you're in
I'm
Louisiana.
in Louisiana currently.
Louisiana.
But
Louisiana.
Just the
no,
swamp
I will
gas.
not disclose my exact location.
I know it, and I
That's
will
for the
share
best.
it later in
I
the
think she wants back,
description.
yeah. We're gonna ping
When
him.
we share the video, we're gonna share Jeff's location if you want to stop in and
exact
say
location.
hi. If you're a hot chick and you're single, go say what's up to. And you're of age, go say what's
There you
up to
go.
Jeff.
Thank
We'll
you
give his
for the
location.
of-age part. Thank you.
All right. So he's got to use the restroom. I'm going to go through my list, and this is unfortunate. Matthew's leaving for my list. It's okay. No, I'm not stalling
make
for
a cut
anything.
mark. Mikey, make a cut mark.
A cut mark. What do you mean? You want me to pause this?
Yeah, just pause.
Now he said let the show go on.
Let it go, Jeff.
I'm gonna go because I'm just gonna name movies right now that he already mentioned. That'll make it easy. So
There
hopefully
we
he
go.
gets back in time. Where everything's about Matthew, guys. Remember that. I also The Revenant again. Leonardo DiCaprio. Guy gets mauled by a bear and crawled like I don't know, like some like 300, 200 miles. I don't know. Guy
Apparently
crawled
it's
some
way
crazy
further
amount of
than that.
distance. I don't know. The other
people thought
movie,
it was way
the
less.
other movie that I'm going to mention
of
is
people
again,
say-
it's Jeff's number one. I didn't really rank any of these. Maybe I'll give one at the end a number one ranking. That might be it. But one that Jeff mentioned, it was his number one movie, and he's not wrong. Mad Max Fury Road, great one to check out. that's gonna be another recommendation of mine. Again, another recommendation of mine that was also, I believe, I know Jeff said, I don't know about Matt, but The Big Short.
Yeah,
got to check
they
out The
both-
Big
that
Short
was
about
on
the
both
house,
their
about the
lists.
collapse in like 2013 or what was it, something like that.
It was that was
Or 2007. 06 to 07. Yeah, 06. It says right here. I just looked. 06 to 07. So sorry about that. And then let's see if I had any more that they mentioned or if it's all on to just my mentions. Yeah, we're on to just my mentions now. All right. So what I would recommend from this year. And Matt made it back for my mentions. So I just went through the ones that y'all had already mentioned. I doubled down, and now you're not missing anything. So now these are the mentions that y'all didn't mention, and that would be the Spectre movie, James Bond. I would say that was a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Spectre.
Yeah.
You should definitely check that
Is
out.
that the
That
one
was
with
for
Lakeith?
for James Bond movies. That's a good one you should check
I
out.
think the Daniel Craig movies are going to go down as some of like the best James Bond movies.
Absolutely, he didn't
this
miss on
guy
any
said
of them. Every time
This
he
guy
was in
said
them,
it. I'm
regardless
with
of the
it.
storyline, I liked it. So
No, he always played.
another one of my recommendations would be Black Hat, directed by Michael Mann. And that had Chris Hemsworth in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Black Hat. Oh yeah.
You remember that about the hacker?
I do.
or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah. Because this is Black Hat hackers, white hat.
Yeah, furlough convict, and his American.
I'm a white hat.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Even though you have a black.
Another movie I would recommend you guys check out is Tom Hardy, starring Tom Hardy in Legend, where he plays twin brothers.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah,
also
yeah,
based
yeah.
on real people.
in England, and they're like a gang. They're two.
Yeah.
It's like they're pretty much
Yeah,
that's
a
a
good
good
they
work.
run a gang.
That's a good one.
So Legend, I would say y'all should check
Look at
Legend
you,
out.
Mikey.
There are some pretty great scenes.
Look at you,
that
Mikey.
pub scene where he goes in. That pub scene is great.
Yep.
I love that.
And
one.
the other movie I'd recommend, this is honestly, it's really cool because it's based on a true story, and also it's like super.
I know it is.
Super informative in a way, and it's like, whoa. I don't know if you do, but the Stanford Prison Experiment.
I think that one was good.
I haven't seen it though. Yeah.
Stanford Prison Experiment is a good movie. You should
Which-
check it
and
out.
it's
It has
also
like a varied. It involves like pretty much like them doing research on being able to figure out, kind of like inside how guards treat prisoners, stuff like that. They almost make two sects of class of people within their own group. It's like a study group, and they're like, okay, half of us are guards, half of us are prisoners.
Wait, so two sects different from the existing sects?
Sect.
S-E-C.
Oh.
Sect.
I
sects,
make
two
two sects
sects.
tonight.
S-E-C-T.
I'll make
Yeah.
two sects tonight.
Hey, I hope you do make two sects.
He's like, he wants one sex. Ma'am, I'll take two.
No, sorry,
change their
sects.
sex.
So they split the group in half and made half of them guards and half of them prisoners.
Prisoners are just great for
and
experiments. I'll tell you that.
They ended up.
They really are.
They ended
Psychological
up,
experiments.
it's like you're at the mercy of the state,
You're
young
not a
man.
citizen
Have you
anymore,
never-
basically.
Have you ever looked into the Stanford experiments? They
No.
are like.
It sounds like some very forward thinking.
So it
No,
was an
it's-
interesting.
it's
It was a
crazy.
really crazy
Matt, you would
movie.
dig this.
Yeah.
Great movie.
No,
And
because
then
it is like sociology, like human interaction.
Yeah,
like
I know.
what
That sounds
you,
awesome.
You saw it on display with the a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Where
That's cool.
People like imposing their, it's like, hey, look, I have to.
I
have a family, like the movie that was up for an Oscar or whatever not long ago, where the guy that was the warden, and it's like, would you just do your job at Auschwitz?
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, would you just do
Yeah,
your
Jonathan
job? And
Glazer
it
film.
shows, like,
The
yeah,
zone of interest
with their own classmates, where
Like,
they would still,
separating like that world
crazy.
because the whole prison world. It's a whole new world and a whole new economy and a whole new social system, and that alone is so fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
Mayor of Kingstown, so worth checking out.
Oh yeah.
With the prison stuff, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It says in 1971, 24 male students are selected to take on randomly assigned roles of prisoners and guards in a mock prison situated in the basement of Stanford Psychology Building.
So
this
they
is
didn't use actual prisoners. They
No, that's what I said. It was students at Stanford.
So they-
that's why it's called the Stanford
so they
Prison Experiments.
were implemented
So
into
they
the
were-
prison system.
They did. So
Yeah, Matt. Hold on.
So
let
they
me- I
had
think I
they
can break
had
it down.
they had 24 people
Okay.
that were students of a college, and they said all 24 of you get in this room, and then they said half of you are going to be prisoners, half of you are going to be guards. They knew what they were doing. They understood the experiment, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then they experimented and they monitored from there the interactions between the prisoners and the guards. And psychologically, the one person that feels like they have power over another person, that's what they're trying to monitor, is
Okay.
that power trip and all of that.
I
what
guess
goes
my
into
take-
it.
I guess my-
so that they were
yeah.
all free men in college participating in an
So
experiment.
that's what I'm saying. They didn't do this actual experiment with actual prisoners.
No,
or
this
guards.
was all done with actual
Okay.
active students at the college, as far as I understand.
That's the only place where.
Or if
it
it was,
not
if they
being
weren't
the
students, they
authentic-
were volunteers
so
from
we're not
society.
actually being prisoners. I don't know how well they could get themselves in the mindset of what it's like to be a prisoner.
But the
Oh,
the
that's
point
the
is,
thing, though, like they're
more
locked
so
in.
a
They
study on
can't
the
do.
people
They're
in
treated
power.
just like prisoners, and after a while, the guards start getting into that mindset of like they're better
So-
than them.
yeah.
Like, you
So
can't-
even in this,
and not only that,
assuming
they
these
have the
roles,
free
they
will
acted
to
that
have
same way.
power over them and be unchecked for it. Like it's kind of an
Exactly.
experiment on like
Okay.
human beings
Well,
left to our own.
now I'm
devices,
just curious to watch it to
More
see
so-
how
it's
compelling
more
it,
so
the
a
argument
study-
is.
It's more so a study of like what Jeff said. When
Yeah.
you give somebody unchecked power, and it makes it crazier because it's like you and I are in class together. We may go drink on the weekend and stuff.
Yeah.
We may party together, but we're in this class, and you end up, and even in that made up
Yeah.
scenario. Like,
Okay. No, I'm very intrigued.
yeah, no, it's definitely, like I said, it's one you got to check out, man. It's
I didn't
thought provoking.
actually know
It's
they did.
interesting.
Based on true story. It's good.
Yeah.
You'd
From
like it.
and again, it all took place in
I
1971.
knew about the experiment. I never knew the
I
so
got a
then-
couple honorable mentions too, Mike.
All right, cool. So
If you
then
wanna-
the next movie I got would be I don't know, none of y'all mentioned this. It's not necessarily like it's not a earth-shattering, groundbreaking, but it was an interesting movie because
you enjoyed
it gives you and it gives
Okay,
you
yeah.
it gives you a glimpse into like what it would be, what this lifestyle might be like. But Mississippi Grind.
Okay.
This is
Yes,
Ryan.
see, that's on my list, dude.
Okay. And it's got Ryan Reynolds in it, and who's the other guy? Is it Ryan Fleck? Is that the other dude, or Ben Mendelsohn?
Ben Mendelsohn?
Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn,
yeah,
the
he's
dude
great.
from
Very underrated actor.
Yeah, he's on a lot of great series.
yeah.
dude.
So he's in that movie, and it's almost like a degenerate
Bloodline?
gambler
Oh yeah.
Yes.
type of movie. But
And
Mississippi,
Ryan Reynolds is a more successful kind of degenerate, but he's still like a
Okay.
degenerate, you know.
so Mississippi Grind, and then this is the one I would really say you could show a trailer for if you, unless
Okay.
you wanted to look at you can select out of any of those if you want to watch trailers. Go ahead. The one I would say that this is probably, I'll say it's my number one, and I know because, and it's kind of like a documentary, but it is a documentary. But the movie Steve McQueen, The Man Le Mans.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
about Steve McQueen and whenever he
Not the
filmed
African,
the movie.
not the black director that did 12 Years a Slave. Just so people know.
Steve,
Dude,
that's a real thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
The
real
director
thing.
who did 12 Years a Slave. He's a black British dude named Steve McQueen.
Okay, I thought you were okay. I thought
I
you
know.
were really shooing one in there, and I was about to be like, "You got to be
it's just
fucking
the
kidding
truth
me!"
of
No,
it.
but you got to
Okay.
make that joke when you get it.
Okay.
When that joke gets teed up, you got to
Yeah.
make
So
it.
what's it?
Steve McQueen, The Man in Le Mans. It's about him shooting the movie Le Mans, which was him trying to shoot.
Also,
And
great
nobody's ever done it. He was trying to do what somebody's never done, which was shoot a movie, like film from the perspective of a race car driver at Le Mans, like to give the
Yeah.
people that experience because he was into race car driving. So he wanted to share that with people.
Okay.
This is a great pick, Mike.
I come from the gutter, and I'm not a compromiser.
The male world film favorite, Steve McQueen.
Groovy, thanks. He loved cars, liquor, and he was cool.
And bitches.
Yep.
He wanted to leave his scratch marks on the history of filmmaking. I'm a driver. I'm an actor.
I think if we ever did a
Tom
top
Cruise
10
is
actors-
trying to be Steve McQueen.
Yeah,
if
he
we
can
ever did
fucking
a top
try.
10 actors, we would have to put this guy
Look.
on there.
Story of racing, man.
What was happening when we were shooting this movie should happen to no man.
You've got to believe in what you're doing. I believe in what I do.
He was quasi-directing.
He made his own rules. He didn't have to answer to anybody.
I'll get all these idiots away from
you. You betrayed me, you stabbed me in the back. I'll never talk to you again.
Everything was pushed to the extreme. Now we're going 220 miles an hour. It's death.
The reason
I wanted to shoot a motor racing picture because it's always been something close to my heart.
My dad had something that he started, and he wanted to finish it.
Makes me think of Werner Herzog. Just like pushing like even the physical limitations of like what a person can do in a film. Like an endurance
I have like this shit's like giving me.
Yeah, man. No, that looks like.
Yeah, I want to watch this.
Cool. I'm like,
dude, I'm telling you, like, so the reason this movie is so fucking cool. Look at this shit.
Look at
the
that.
reason this movie is so cool.
Your pants look like they might be
the reason
getting
this movie is so cool, I'm not even kidding, is because it's like this. Literally, the reason you see car chases, movie scene, like anything you see in movies, is because of this. But he was like one of the first to attach a camera to the car the way he did. He literally had like dudes died filming this. Like he had actual race car drivers driving their balls off for this, and it was like, I mean, it just changed everything. It really did.
It's very Howard Hughes-esque.
Yeah, and it really did like affect movies and how they were shot. And again, from the perspective of driving, he changed stuff. And so it was like, and his obsession with this, it's like, and it was so like, you just got to watch it because they talk about just how long it was and how much filming they took. But I mean, you see the product,
like it was an endurance. I'm telling you, it makes me think of this Werner Herzog film from like the 70s called Fitzcarraldo, which just. It was like filmed in the Amazon jungle, where like based on this true story of like them trying to pull this ship over like through the jungle to get to like the Amazon River, some part of it that had been accessible, but like them actually doing that in the making of it, and how taxing and almost just making the movie itself was a test of endurance and feat that was pushing every part of the cast to levels that is almost like. This what the hell? But like, it makes me think of that.
Like us, that sounds good. I want to. You have to tell me send me that.
Herzog, dude, he did Grizzly Man, but
just watch everything.
But that was
Grizzly Man. What's the volcano one he did recently? That one was really good.
Oh, Joe and the Volcano with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Versus the volcano.
And we've had 2 Howard Hughes references tonight.
Really?
Just now and then when Matthew talked about fingernails earlier.
That's true. That's true.
I had a couple honorable mentions. Mikey brought up a couple of them, but did you guys see Everest in 2015?
No,
I didn't.
No,
it sounds horrifying.
It's based on a true story. Our boy Brolin's in it. Jake Gyllenhaal is in it. It's a good movie. Definitely worth watching.
He had to work twice as hard to get to the top.
Black Mass with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Mikey almost wanted to mention that one.
That was a great.
This is also the year that Ant-Man came out.
Dude, Ant-Man.
Like we talked last time.
Ant-Man, dude. Ant-Man is that was on my potential list.
I think it's a core.
It's a heist movie, dude. It's so great because it's like a heist movie that involves like superheroes. Dude. It's a standout for the MCU.
And then one that we didn't mention, but Room. Have you guys seen that?
Oh
one?
yeah, Brie Larson won Academy Award for that.
Yeah, exactly. You got to mention that one.
Yeah, it's a very emotional film, but Room.
It's just called Room.
Yeah, definitely. Room.
Not to be confused.
So Brie Larson, who ends up in the MCU, is actually in there. So
not
there's
to be
connection.
Confused with The Room.
But
which is
I guess
arguably the worst movie.
The Room,
ever.
We could do a top 10. It would probably win.
Yeah. So I guess some honorable mentions. He said that one. Chappie. I like Neil Blomkamp. I like it. I like Short Circuit. I honestly feel like from the '80s, it just made you think of Short Circuit.
Vibe,
and also Die Antwoord, that crazy ass South African band that I like. I've seen them live.
like they're
The
one that
Word,
grew
which
on
means
me.
the answer in South Africa.
They're one that grew on me.
Yeah.
Like, when I first heard them,
I'm
yeah,
a
when I first
butterfly.
heard, Yolandi
Yeah.
Vesser and what's his name?
Yeah. Like ninjas.
Ninja. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
they have these
Ninja. It's
personas,
Ninja
and they're straight up
Yolandi
personas
Vesser.
that they took on because
But,
they were like a
yeah.
part of some show. But this movie, Creative Control, there was, I think, maybe in one of I don't know if it was produced by Amazon, but if it was, it's like one of their first ones. It's shot in black and white. It's unique. I was surprised by it, but it's called Creative Control. It's pretty nutty. And Krampus was fun. I like Krampus. I love Adam Scott. It's like a horror comedy, like about like an evil Santa type thing.
Okay.
It's like it's funny, but and just because we didn't really mention many comedies, Vacation was I thought it was pretty funny for a movie that
saw it.
I didn't expect it to be, and it's so fresh. It makes fun of the fact of it being like a reboot, whatever, and not like. It was funnier
Sounds
than I
like a
expected. Yeah, self-referential.
type.
Yeah, that and Daddy's Home.
I left one. I literally had it. I fucking realized when you said comedies, I had it left out,
Dude,
and I pictured it.
Characters in there.
When
Mel
you
Gibson,
said that, I was
Johnny
like,
Lithgow, it's
you
the
said
dads.
that, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's right. I left one out. Daddy's
Home.
Home.
Was pretty freaking funny.
Dude, Daddy's Home.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark
is,
Wahlberg
like,
and
returned from prison,
and Will Ferrell.
And like he's got a kid with his wife, but she's moved on. Is with Will Ferrell. Mark Wahlberg's like all hardcore. Will Ferrell's all just like the
9
same
to
characters
5.
from the other guys, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
But
as soon as you said it.
and
Dude,
maybe the sequel is where
such
they're
a
daddy.
funny movie.
I feel
Dude.
like I do remember it.
We just
Daddy's
No,
Home
I
was
remember
funny,
the movie.
because I was
never
literally
saw
that
it.
was one of my picks because I realized I'm like, dude, I think I had 9. I'm like, I had another one, and I realized the reason I like got confused is because it's also screenshotted with Mad Max Fury Road, and I forgot that I'm like, dude, Daddy's Home.
And I love
Mad Max, dude, so good. You just forgot about it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Daddy's Home is funny, and you
Well,
can watch it.
and
It's pretty family safe.
Will
too.
Ferrell.
Oh, no,
and
Daddy's
Mark
Home is very
Wahlberg,
family safe,
like,
dude.
That was a low
since
key.
the other guy-
I think
Yeah.
any jokes that they make in that might go over kids' heads.
Well, and when the other guys came out, I remember seeing the preview and thinking, like, come on.
Oh my
that
gosh.
looks so stupid.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
the way he hyped it.
Yeah, because
and
I
he was
didn't
just
expect it to be
like,
good, and I
he-
saw it, and I was like, and I think
he
Adam
thought
McKay
it was
directed it.
fucking
I think that was an Adam
hilarious.
McKay film. So
And yeah, it was.
it
Like,
was
we were
because
sitting in the pool.
Dirty John and the Boys, he was
Yeah.
Dirty John. That was like
Dirty
the
John and the
director's
Boys.
cameo.
We will do
That was
this
Dirty
again.
Mike.
Dirty Mike and the Boys.
Dirty
yeah.
Mike. Yeah, it's
He
Dirty
was like,
Mike.
In the
"There's a
used
dead-
car?
a dead baby mouse.
We
in
will
his
have
car."
sex in that car again.
We're gonna fuck in that car again.
We will.
What did
It will
they
happen.
call it? What
Yeah,
they call it?
a soup kitchen. He's like, what happened? He was like, did Scarface sneeze on your car?
Oh,
when he fucking drove through the fucking.
Like, do you have
what's
another
it called?
Little River Band copy? He's like, I always have Little River Band on deck.
Dude, he has a stable of whores.
He gets hit with a wooden gun. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. So, but yeah, I think there's should leave the listener with some decent selections.